Going over to the stage to Jen and Richard. Take it away, Jen.
Yes, I have Richard Souther in studio with me. Thanks for being here, Richard.
It's a pleasure.
It's always nice to wake up to music. You know, I was really tired today, so I'm glad you're here, and I'm going to be fed in a little while, which is perfect combination. So you lived in LA most of your life, moved here 3 years ago, you fell in love with Park City like everyone else does. And then
Although I live in Heber.
You live in Heber, and that's where you play at the Spicy Lady quite a bit.
On Friday nights, and I play at Prime Steakhouse here on Thursday nights.
Which both are excellent restaurants, so
Definitely.
everyone should go, and then they can hear you. How do you kind of describe your music? I've heard you do just solo piano stuff. I've heard you singing. I've heard you do stuff for soundtracks, for films.
I'm kind of a chameleon. I have to do whatever needs to be done at the time, you know.
And what was the Sundance film you wrote for?
Some of my music was in a film called Iron Jawed Angels with Hilary Swank and Angelica Houston. It won a Golden Globe for Angelica, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
it was really an honor.
You've been playing for how long then and composing?
Since I was 3. I fell in love with music back then. Found a little toy piano and grabbed hold of it.
One of those little
go.
teeny ones that has like 10 notes?
Yeah. And I was living in North Hollywood at the time, and I happened to be living right next door, oddly enough, to the ex-dean of the music department at the University of Utah.
That's convenient.
Yeah, and he came over and saw potential and decided that he wanted to teach me, and I studied classical music with him for about 12 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have a very good background in this area of things. Do you do a lot of classical now, or have you kind of steered away from that?
I've kind of moved on into different realms, jazz. After I studied with him, I wound up doing surf music and playing on the Sunset Strip for years, opening with different bands.
Ideal. That sounds great.
Yeah.
And I can't believe you have 18 albums.
18 solo albums.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot. How many years has that taken you?
That's from 1985 on to now.
And when was your newest CD? When did it come out?
My newest CD came out a couple of months ago. It's called Reminisce, and it's standards that I kind of grew up with loving, and you know, just songs my mom used to play, and you know, and things like that.
And now, what is your website if people want to go? Because I've been on your website, and you can go here. All sorts of different music you've done and read more about you.
Yes.
What is it if people want to go?
It's Richard Souther, SOUTHER.com.
So that's easy, richardsouther.com. Richard, you sounded great the first time, so I can only expect you're going to sound great. What are you going to play for us right now?
I'm going to play in honor of Sundance coming up. I'm going to play a theme song from the movie A River Runs Through It.
Well, that's perfect.
Mr. Redford directed.
If he's watching, he'll be happy.
I hope so.
All right. Well, Richard, we're going to be giving away some of your CDs later in the show, as well as $20 to Spicy Lady, which is a restaurant in Heber that you play at. Make sure you're watching for trivia later. Richard, take it away.
Thank you.